Hi, thank you so much for joining me today for another Sims 4 Speedville video. Redoing the venues in Willow Creek. This is the museum. Before and after. Now, guess what? It's called The Sims Social. I was talking about it in the last video. That is a game that used to be on Facebook. It came out in 2011. I've been with these for quite a while. And I just had no idea how long. So there was a Sims game in Facebook. And it was EA and Playfish who made it. It was supposed to be a mobile game and they tested it on Facebook. But it had a lot of bugs. And it just disappeared, I believe, 2013. So I was right. I wasn't going insane. As for this build, not too much to talk about. I mean, again, it's a typical very first EA building with not much rhyme or reason to it. It looks like somebody's old house turned into a museum, which isn't uncommon. I'm not saying it is, but it's on a huge lot. And I don't know that they use the outside space very well. The surrounding area. And do you know that I never noticed that little picnic area behind the museum? I never noticed that before. Until I did this build. And I'm pretty sure I've built here before. It was weird. Oh, I can tell you all the mistakes I made. First of all, the building is lopsided. I did go back and fix it. I left it where it was though. I didn't mind that it came straight off the street. I was hoping for enough space on the side and behind for wedding celebrations. I don't know if your sim wanted to come here for their wedding. Turns out it didn't work. And like always, I never know what to get rid of. I want to hang on to what I've done because I'm the weird. Oh, I should finish sentences. The weird thing is, I always like what I do until I go back and look at it again. And then I'm like, this is so hokey. This is so plastic, so ugly. And then I get really disappointed in myself. I'm like, I'm not going to do this anymore. This is a waste of everybody's time, including my own. I can't do this. I don't do it right. But while I'm building it, I'm thinking, well, this is cool. This is going to look great. This is neat. Yeah, this is a good idea. I wish that part of me would last, but it doesn't. I had those. They're party lights. I don't quite know how to explain it other than they're strung up on wire and poles, and I believe they came from City Living. That ruined it. I wanted the lights there, but they're so tacky. You just can't find a good... There were quite a few choices to be made, but none of them were good choices. And I had that up in the upper right-hand corner for the wedding venue. And I couldn't stand it, so I got rid of it. But I thought that there were other string lights. I wish they had string lights that were fairy lights. But you can only do that by decorating your house and the fencing. But I know that there's another string light option. I just couldn't find it. And it might not even be that much better. I think the bulbs are too big and the colors are off. I don't remember. But I thought they were just round bulbs on wooden sticks. Could be wrong, but I couldn't find it anyway, so it didn't matter. But I wanted that to frame the area where you could have your wedding. So what I ended up doing was just putting that eco lifestyle tent out with a piano underneath it. And then I left the two arches on either side for choice and enough stone benches that you could line them up the way you want them to be lined up. Now, I'm hoping that you can do that. I'm pretty sure you can. If I can go in here and build, then if you downloaded this, you could go in and set your wedding venue up the way you wanted to. I don't know why that's bothering me, but I keep thinking, can they even do this? I don't think they can do this. What if they can't change anything? I think they can. If I ever get this up on the gallery, I've been having so many problems with Sims. I'm wondering if it's the latest update. I don't know. But EA seems to be going as balmy as Putin. Making all of these broad-based decisions to ban the entire franchise from Russia. Isn't that rainbow pretty? Now, I start out in the daytime, and then I had issues. So the walkthrough's at night. But look at the rainbow just sitting there. I didn't think it even rained. I don't remember. But this little parkway here, I never knew that was there. And it's so charming. So I just added 2 more of the cherry trees to make it tie in a little. And then the back of my lot here, I have the 2 fountains. I love making fountains. Fountains and ponds are so fun. That gazebo roof was pink to kind of go with the other roof, but I just figured it was too much pink. And red, my goodness, the red was in your face. So I went with the yellow. I like the way things turned out, but even as big as this is, it just feels like it's cramped inside, especially the second floor. I never get my proportions right. It's not a cheap lot. I used a lot of high-end items, but it's everything that I like and a lot more than I needed. But I still like the way it turned out. I think it's pretty. The windows gave me a hard time. I like the window choice, but again, the color swatches, very difficult to work with. I just couldn't find the right balance. So I think they're like gray on the outside, and then you come inside and they're dark chocolate brown. But it was the best I could do. And I forgot to color some items. I kind of just plunked them down with the intention of going back and fixing it all up and rearranging it and coloring them. I never did that. But this took me all day to build and go over and touch up and fix. And then the reason that the after tour starts out in the day and ends up at night is because when I came inside, there was no stairs. There were no stairs to the second floor. I'm like, I don't believe this. 8.5 hours, and what do I have to show for it besides nothing? So I had to stop, go in, add the stairs, and then come back. Oh my goodness. But again, I'm not unhappy with the way it turned out. I hope you guys like it. I have no idea how anybody feels about my builds. I know they're generic. And I keep saying I'm going to try to improve. And I just don't think I do. Oh no, that's the same. See what I mean? How embarrassing. Got the same painting on the... Oh, I thought I fixed that. Well, I did have to move these walls twice because they kept blocking the doors. And then I realized that one of the walls was way too long. So when I got that all figured out, I just kind of plunked them back. I thought I put them the way they were supposed to be. Oh well. I'm pretty sure that's the only mistake with the paintings though. Now there's 2 bathrooms on either side of the second floor. They both look the exact same. It's just a toilet and a sink. So I only show you one. It's not that big of a deal. I tried to use the items that came with the museum. Now this is scary. They asked for easels. They're on either side on both balconies, but watch this painting here on your right as I turn. I could not believe it. I'm like, what just happened? What just happened? And then I can't get it to do it again. it freaked me out for the longest time. I actually got goosebumps, and I have them again now. That has never happened to me before, and it was very creepy. Oy. So there are places for them to sit and admire. So even if you didn't use this like for a wedding or anything, there's plenty of inspiration. If you turn on the inspiration, I think you can. Look at that, the riverboat going by too. Got a lot of good shots in this after tour. I'm not sure if you go to a museum if you can turn on the emotions on these items. I have no idea. I don't remember. So there are 3 balconies on the 2nd floor. Just 1 on the 1st. 1 for sitting, 2 for painting. And then the rest is just walking around and admiring things. There's more painting on the gazebo though, along with places to sit. So here I put out a lot of the statues. I had hoped they would fit inside here because my goodness, I thought this was a well-proportioned build, and turned out I had no room for anything. So I was a little disappointed, but I did use a majority of the museum pieces that the game itself asked you to include. At least I tried. Also, I still don't know if there's a way other than, I think the only thing you can do with somebody else's artwork is scrap it, correct? It's too bad because some of them do neat work and it would be nice to be able to sell it and make money yourself. So yeah, here's my pond. Very generic again, I know, but I like doing this and I like simplicity when it comes to this so that you can admire the water and the colored lights in there. I put skippers purple and green because I like the combination. So we're going to come up here on the wedding area that I thought for sure I could work out. But like I said, those string lights looked absolutely horrific. I could not find a good one. But I know that there are better string lights in this game. Unless it was CC. Please tell me it wasn't CC. So both of your arches are there. You do have the piano. You can get rid of the tent or move it. I don't know. I've got a 3rd arch here, which isn't a wedding arch, but I think it's very pretty from that flower pack that I can never remember. Garden something. So that was it. I like the way it turned out. I think it's a cool looking building and it's in such a pretty spot. I hope that Sims can do a lot of stuff around here. I seem to have a lot of people interested in the... I thought those statues would just welcome you into the museum and they just stand around admiring them. So, but thank you so much for watching this and spending time with me. I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care of yourselves now. Bye-bye.